Well, we are backstage between Acts 2 and 3 of Verdi's Rigoletto here at the Windspear Opera House. And upcoming in this next act, we have one of the great scenes in opera in a storm scene. And so we are backstage. We're going to take a look at what it takes to put a storm scene together. And I have two guests with me today. We have Erik McCullough, who is our technical director at the Dallas Opera, and Paolo Bressan, who is our assistant conductor for Rigoletto. So, Paolo, you've done a lot of Rigolettos. Obviously, when you are in a storm scene, there are critical elements like water and wind. How do we create all of this musically?
Well, we have a different possibility, and what we are using at the Dallas Opera backstage is a bass drum, and we use a mallet, and the player basically is rolling on the bass drum, giving the idea of this thunder. In other case, you can use a big metal sheet, and it will be like also rolled. But there is an interesting historical theater, La Fenice, who used to do it another way. So in the ceiling of La Fenice, there was a gallery, and in this gallery, they placed a lot of different pieces of metal, also metal sheet, and then they were rolling a metal ball so that the metal ball was basically going through the gallery and make this idea of the thunder.
Like a giant roulette table.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
But now, due to a security procedure, they cannot do it anymore.
Very good, very good. So we have our bass drum, we have chimes here, and another great element of storms is not only what you get in precipitation and wind, but what you get in lightning. And Erik, can you tell us a little bit about what to expect here?
Oh, well, there are several different things implemented to create this storm scene. If you can see behind me right here, actually, there's a line set that has some of our strobe fixtures, and that's going to create a lot of the excellent lightning for you. And there's some other things going to implemented that I'm not going to spill the secret for you. You'll just have to see for yourself.
Great, thank you. The last element, which we can't see here because we're backstage, is that the men's chorus actually is singing the wind effect from the pit, and they will at a point in Act 3 they'll line up backstage in the back of the pit. They'll sing and then they'll exit again, and it's all of it is in the music, isn't it, Paolo?
Yeah, exactly. It's written for the music. Like the beginning of the first act, we have a banda who is playing a music for the ball that's starting. And the interesting thing is this contrast between the curse theme at the beginning in C minor, very, very dark, and then suddenly start in A flat major this banda, which is placed about in this direction. We have 12 musicians, flute, clarinet, trumpet, trombones, and bass drum, and it's a big, big thing to be played here.
It's a backstage orchestra.
Exactly.
Opera's big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to coordinate with the pit, and we had to do many rehearsals to coordinate, because I have to hear what Emmanuel, our music director, is doing in the pit and try to follow him, because the people on stage has to find a balance between what they hear on stage and what is playing on the pit.
Thank you, thank you. I hear the paging happening already, so I think we're going to have to wrap up, but enjoy Act 3 of Verdi's Rigoletto.